I found this bench, which I think I'm gonna sit down on, but you can do the exact same inputs, but lead to massively different outputs. And the reason why is this deviation. And it hurts to say because I have really bad emotional swings where I just hate myself, hate my life, figure out what's going wrong whenever I have weeks where I'm just not making any money and I'm emotionally lost. And then the days where I'm like, holy cow, it's actually everything just clicking, everything's working out, right? I check my channels, I check in on my team, nothing really has changed. And then I'm like, holy shit, I'm the genius, everything's like perfect. You have to zoom out. You have to zoom out rather than looking at weeks and even months. You have to look at things by years and decades. That's like the biggest shift that I've realized, because things can change so much. You could even think about like the average times that you roll the dice. If you roll the dice 10 times, you can land on 6 all 10 times. You can land on 1, 6, 5, 4, 2, 6, 5. You can land on all ones. But if you do it for 1,000 times every single day for 100 days, you're gonna get the most consistent results ever. You have to apply this analogy in life because when you feel like you're constantly going through this roller coaster of high emotions and low emotions, comfortableness mixed with stress, mixed with anxiety, mixed with being lost, mixed with you thinking then you know exactly what you're doing and you're super smart, it's just not really the best way to live, you know, day to day and week to week, especially considering that if you live in the same environment, your vibrations are the same, which results in what? It results in the idea that you're going to be working and thinking very, very similarly to like weeks and months beforehand. And that's not going to result in any progress. That's not going to result in you moving differently, taking the data that you extrapolated from the previous months of business and using that to your advantage. And you have no innovation. You have no difference in thoughts. Everything is frequency and everything is vibrational if you really think about it. I'm literally sitting by this beach. I haven't done this in like over a year where I'm just by myself. I drove down here to see the waters because I needed a change of scenery. Just sitting in my home all day or driving my car all day. It gets to the point where even if you're driving a super exotic car, even if you're living a super crazy life, there's something called hedonistic adaptation, where your body just gets naturally adapted to the same environment, no matter how exotic it is, no matter how boring it is. So you need constant change, like environmentally, and that results in what? That results in the number one thing that helps you with data extrapolation as well as solution-based thinking. And so that is the number one thing I think is the best thing to do whenever you're going through heavy deviation, whether that be emotional deviation or logistical deviation. And it's something that's inevitable, which I find super fascinating as well. So that's the biggest thing when it comes to like actually making sure. Hold on a second. I'm losing my flow state right now, but get out there. This is your friendly reminder to get out there, enjoy the difference in what you're used to. And if you do this for long enough, honestly, you'll find yourself thinking of creative ideas and actually doing needle pushing activities despite days and weeks where things are slow. Because slowness isn't permanent. Great days where you make 5-figure days, 4-figure hours, that's also not permanent as well. It's something you've done in the past to result in the numbers that you got today. So this is another analogy. It's like the things that you get today did not come from the fucking work you did yesterday. I'll tell you that. It came from the work that you did weeks ago or even months ago. Does that make sense? If everything I've said in this video makes sense to you, that means you're smart. But if none of this made sense and you're just super clueless and just listening to me yap, I mean, that's fair as well, but take what you can from this video. Change and deviation is the most important thing to understand whenever you're going through volatility. And if you do so, you change your environmental frequencies and the way that you think, and emotional thinking, logistical thinking can also stay fairly high due to change of environment, then you'll be fine. But if not, then you stay stuck.